Bitcoin is right now bouncing back towards the upside. Yesterday, I have exactly been saying that we are forming this exponential downtrend and that this is going to be indicating that we are coming close towards our bottom. On top of that, we were forming this bullish divergence and many more signals that were indeed indicating that we are going to be seeing a bottom. But today is going to be my final warning because we are about to create this next massive Bitcoin move. And well, you do not want to be missing out. So make sure to push up that like button. And as always, let's first of all have a look into what's that imminent short term. And yes, I still have my Bitcoin trade open. And yesterday, we were actually seeing many bottoming out signals occurring. Because first of all, we saw this exponential downtrend. And I was saying that it is going to be very dangerous. But all of the time, whenever we are actually forming an exponential downtrend, well, it is going to be indicating that we are coming close towards that bottom. On top of that, we were forming this bullish divergence, which well has exactly been playing out because we got this bounce towards the upside. Now, on top of that, a lot of liquidity was starting to form on that top side as well, while the Bitcoin funding rates were coming back towards these healthy neutral levels. And on top of all of that, we were also coming very close towards our Fibonacci level of support. And well, that has been looking very good for Bitcoin, at least for yesterday. But today, well, we are actually still trading inside of this downtrend, so still do be a little bit careful. So Bitcoin is actually still technically trading inside of this downtrend. Now we are coming very close towards breaking this downtrend. Indicates that we are going to be breaking above that previous high. Well, in that case, we are going to be flipping it in towards an uptrend. But on top of that, if we are going to be having a look into what's the ETF data, well, yesterday, once again, was a pretty bad day because we got another net outflow of 260 million US dollars. So we can definitely be seeing that the majority of the Bitcoin outflow is actually coming from the Grayscale ETF. But what is going to be very interesting is that the BlackRock inflows are actually slowing down. So I don't know, it is actually looking like these institutions and these boomers are actually as well clueless of what is about to happen with Bitcoin. I mean, they are not very good at predicting the Bitcoin price, just like we are currently doing. Because, well, if we have a look at what they did at the 12th of March, well, it was the largest inflow we have seen ever. And if we have a look into what's the Bitcoin price, at that date, well, it was the exact Bitcoin top. And well, right now, while we are getting close towards our Bitcoin bottom, well, these institutions are actually not buying, but majority is actually selling. So yeah, it is of course actually pretty funny that these people which are buying the ETFs are not at all very good traders. And well, they are as well buying the top and selling the bottom. It is actually very funny, but well, we are doing this exact opposite. We are currently buying up this dip because if we have a look into what's the charts right now, we are just getting very close towards breaking that previous all-time high. This is going to be my final warning because I am just going to be buying up this dip. And I do not care if in the short term we are going to be headed a little bit lower. Maybe in the short term we can be headed a little bit lower over here, but I just think that in the end of the day, we are going to be headed even higher, and I'm going to be telling exactly why. And yes, you do have to understand that for the short term, we are actually still technically trading inside of this downtrend. So I first want to be seeing us actually breaking above this downtrend, and then definitely we are going to be expecting this larger bounce being created. So right now for the short term, we might actually still get a little bit of a dip back towards the downside, but well, eventually I do think we are going to be getting this next move towards the upside. But before talking about exactly why, well, if you also want to be taking advantage of this Bitcoin dip, well, you can be claiming a free $200 US trade over on Bybit. On top of that, you are going to be eligible for this $40,000 US deposit bonus, which is basically just going to be free money you can be deploying in the market right now. So yeah, you are going to be eligible for these bonuses just for registering on Bybit. You can be getting some free money and actually deploy that money right now in the market. So make sure to check out that link down below and take advantage of this Bitcoin dip. Now guys, having a look into what's the longer term, it is just going to be very clear what is happening right now because we are just trying to be breaking above that previous all-time high. And last cycle when we did this, we actually got this rejection of about 16% towards the downside. And right now, we can actually be seeing something very similar. We can also be seeing this 16, 17, 18% correction right now towards the downside before actually decisively breaking above that previous all-time high, because we did wick a little bit above that previous all-time high, but we did not have any weekly candle closes above that previous all-time high. So yeah, it is actually looking very similar, only this time around we got a little bit of a fake out, but in my opinion, for the larger term trend, this doesn't really matter, because on that weekly time frame, it is still looking very similar. And well, this is not going to be the time to be getting shaken out right now, because eventually, whenever we are going to be breaking above that previous all-time high in about 1 or 2 weeks, well, then we are going to be blasting off towards the upside, just like we did in the previous time. So well, a very good chance that this was going to be our last shakeout, just like I've been talking about. Right now is not the time to sell your Bitcoin and altcoins. This is going to be the time to be buying more. This is exactly what has happened the last cycle. Okay, we got a huge shakeout just right before we actually created all of these new all-time highs. And yes, for the short term, I do think that we can be seeing a little bit more of a consolidation, but I think this is only going to be a very good thing, because if we are going to be creating this consolidation and maybe any kind of a patterns right now in the short term, well, it is just going to be setting us up for a very good opportunity. So yes, do be aware of that. Right now in the short term, we are not going to be blasting off towards the upside right now, but eventually in the coming 1 to 2 weeks, do definitely expect that we are going to be seeing this breakout towards the upside. And this is going to be huge, because in the last cycle, whenever we actually broke above that previous all-time high, well, we went exponentially towards the upside, just like I've been talking about for many times. So anyways, with that being said, make sure to be taking advantage of this Bitcoin tip right now, and make sure to be following me over on Twitter to stay up to date about every single market development. And guys, I'll see you in another update video tomorrow morning.